Okay, hello there guys, welcome back to another VB.NET tutorial about library or building the library management system. So in the last tutorial we worked on returning books and calculating fines, and in this tutorial we will try to help the staff members to see the fines and get the money from the student, right? So here we go. So we have, this is our link with table. Okay, right. So we have the tables. We create a number of views. Okay, student fines, etc. Okay, no problem. So the thing we want to do is, well, allow the staff members, as I said, to know if the student should pay fines. Now, one way to do it is to display that while the student is returning a book. So as you can see here, this is the data. This is the return book window. If you still remember that, here we have what? We have a data grid view called DGV, short for data grid view, and these are the buttons, etc. No problem so far, right? So I will split this window in this window a little bit to be like this. I will put the part where you could return the book at the very top, and below that I will put another data grid view. So actually I'm gonna copy this and paste it. Okay, wonderful, and it will be kind of a smaller one. Maybe I should, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. So it will be something like that, and I will change its name to DGV2. Now, why did I do that? This data grid view will be used to display all the fines for a specific student. So when you click on a book at the top data grid view, you will see the fine the student should pay at the lower one. Okay, this is important. So now let me just put a label to just tell the end user that this part is for fines, and I'm gonna double click here. I'm gonna say fines. Okay, and these are here. Maybe the one at the top, come on, just align it. Okay, never mind. Okay, the one at the top, I need to say that these are, you know, borrowed books. So I'm gonna press Ctrl and drag and drop. Okay, whatever. Go down, and these are borrowed books. Wonderful. Okay. Now, before I continue, we need to have a method that displays fines in the data grid view, right? So I'll save that, and let me go to our Solution Explorer. Let's go to the main window. Okay, because I forgot my code, so basically I'll go to the user interface and follow things from there. I'll go to the return book, I double click on that, and the method for following the data grid view is this, right? So right click and go to definition. Okay, I'm doing this because I forgot the code. Okay, not entirely, but because I haven't worked for a while on it. So yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna copy this method. Let me see what other methods do we have. We have full data grid using search, whatever. I think these are the two, yeah, these two full methods. Now we need to go to the borrow class and see if we have a method. Sorry, not borrow, the fine class, right? The fine. Okay, what methods do we have? Calculate fines, get, and there is no full data grid. Yeah, as I expected, we didn't create a full data grid view with fines. So let me just remove this one. Okay, never mind. Okay, this seems to be not nice. Here, there we go. Now I need to modify this function. Okay, so here this function is used to fill data grid view with fines. Now these are fines for a specific student, right? So you'll need the data grid view, we need database management system obviously, but we'll need one extra thing, which is student ID string. Okay, wonderful. Now we created a view, right? So in order to remember that, I will go to Server Explorer, and yeah, we have student fines. There we go. I'll go here to student fines, where student ID equals add 0. Student ID. Okay, so I will select everything and display all. One thing here is that I don't need to display student ID. Well, whatever. We will hide it in a second. Okay. Just make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, so that you could see both. Okay, so here what do we have? We have book title, one word. The second is what? Barcode, one word. We have student ID, one word. We have details. We have fine amount. We have what also? We have status. Okay, these are the methods we have. What do we have also? Okay, so we have what? We need to hide the student ID. There we go. Now I'll change the titles a little bit. This will be what? This will be booked. This will be title. I think title will be okay. This will be barcode, whatever. And student ID. Student ID. Well, this won't be visible, so we don't even need to change it. And this is going to be details. And this is going to be the amount due, right? And status, right? So this is going to be status. Actually, I don't have to change this one, but anyway, since it's the same word, even the barcode. But anyway, keeping everything in style. The method name is not for data grid view with book information, but actually with fines for student. This is the name. Okay, so we will save this. So far so good. Now we will go to the return book. Now what should happen is when you click on one of the rows here, the fines get displayed down here. There we go. So we double click on the top data grid view. Okay, so it shows an event called cell content declick. We don't want to use that event. We want to use another one, which is selection changed. Okay, so you just click here and go, and where is that? This is selection changed. Sorry. Okay, I will remove the first one because we don't use it. If you leave it, it won't affect anything. Now, first thing, we need to remove any information in the second data grid view. So clear second data grid view. dgb2 dot binding data source equals nothing. So far so good. Now check if there is a row being selected. Okay, or yeah, so if dgb dot selected rows dot count equals 0, then if the number of selected rows is 0, this means no row is being selected at all. So don't do anything, just exit. Okay, next thing to do is at that point where if the execution reached the point of the cursor, this means there's a row being selected. So we just get the student ID. Dimension student ID equals dgb dot selected rows, the first selected row, dot cells of student ID. There we go. Dot value. Okay, now we got the student ID. Get student ID. Now we go to the part where we display the fines. Now we should say library management system dot fines class dot fill data grid view with fines. Now we need to pass data grid view, the second data grid view. We need to pass the library management system DBMS. Well, what's the name of the form? Main window. DBMS. Wonderful. So we access the database management system in the main form, and we should work on the what? We should pass the student ID. So sorry about that. Student ID. Nicely done. Close that, and yeah, this should be it. I will save this here. I'm just add a comment. Display fines. Wonderful. Hopefully things will run smoothly. Now we will have to go to our project. Where's that? And this one. I think it was Todd, the user, and password 123. Let's have a look. Okay, not this one, certainly. Library management, not this one. Sorry about that. Yes, this is a client of project, and we'll run this here. And this is going to be Todd123 and login. Sorry, removing the breakpoint and book. We will return a book. As you see that when we click the first one, we will see the student named Todd. Todd has 2 books overdue, so he should pay about 50. Let's choose, well, both books are borrowed by Todd. Maybe we could change this a little bit and add another book to another student, Michael. So basically you have just so that it is working, we were able to display the fines for the staff member, so the staff member now knows that these students didn't pay. So here, let's save this, and yeah, come on. Okay, what was it? Michael 123, please be there. Okay, embed password, which means I have to create another user, right? So yeah, let's go create this one again. So let's start our project. Let's have a look at the available students. We'll add another one. Todd123. Hopefully students. I'm gonna add. Oh, there we go. Add a new student. I'm gonna call this one Scott. Scott ID. Whatever. Third year. Student contact not available. Whatever. Scott at scotland.com. Whatever. Student login name Scott. It's the same. All the same. Hit OK. What was the password? Yeah. Student set the password for Scott. 123 and 123. Hit OK. So now Scott has a password. Yeah. I'm gonna close this. And let us go to this one. Sorry. Where's the others? This is the website. Yes. And run. Now we have what? We have Scott123 login. Wonderful. So now I'm gonna search for books, and I will request the first book, right? So it's called LOL, whatever. Okay, so yes, so far so good. What else do we have? Yeah. Now I should receive the book and go back here. So Now we are assuming that Scott went to the library. Continuing the recording after the recorder stopped. Okay, so now let us assume that our Scott went to the library to receive the book because the book is not available. So we have what? We have Scott and we have this thing, not, sorry, this is the staff number. So Todd, 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah. So there is a book and delivered to student. Oh, sorry, I have to select the book. So we have, okay, so now he's being requesting this, and I'm gonna say delivered to student. As you can see that this book should be given to, you can see Scott here is in the queue, the first in the queue, or the only one actually. And now we are gonna say okay. So far so good. So now we have two students who borrowed books. Now let's say we want to return one of the books. Okay, so return book. Now we have three students. Now check this out. When you select a Scott, there is no fines here at all. Wonderful. When you select the second one, which is Todd, you see that he has to pay these fines. Okay, the second and third are the same. Yeah. Okay. There's difference between the records, but basically you get to see all the fines that the student should pay. Now what happened? What happens? I'm gonna assume that each time a student is returning a book, he's also paying the fine, whether he like it or not. Okay, so when there is a check, like let's say. For example, let's say now Todd would like to return this book, which is LOL. He should pay its amount, which is $40. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna change the way money is being paid back. Sorry, so where's the return book, return book, return book? Okay, so when you press here, okay, that's wonderful. Return book. So we have this library management system for class return borrowed book. So I'm gonna go to definition, and now I'm gonna update book set available copies and increase that and delete, and also I need to remove the item from the fines, assuming that I got the money. Okay. And what is the table? Gosh. Sorry. Now this is the fines table. Come on. So we have the student ID and the book ID. These two items allow us to figure out which record to remove. So all we have to say here simply database management system dot execute SQL delete from fines where student ID equals at 0 and book ID equal at 1. Okay, so it's something like this. Yep. And student ID and book ID, and this is it. Now one of the questions might be is, how can I keep track of the paid money? In order to do that, we need to create another table. Okay, which is and we need to add the information into that, right? So this is what I am going to do here. I will create a table here. Okay, so add a new table, and it will consist of an ID, and the data type is going to be what? Number, numeric, no problem. Click here, and there's going to be a primary key. Wonderful. The second one, it will be this. The next set will be all the possible columns here. So here, this is going to be what? student ID. Okay, what's the type of student ID? This is numeric. Numeric, wonderful. And we have book ID, and this one's what? Var, right? So varchar, whatever. Okay, we have details. No need. I would just store the fine amount. Okay, because I assume it's this one is numeric as well. Numeric, and the last one, no need also. Okay, that is wonderful. In addition to that, payment date. Okay, so this is gonna be varchar of 50, something like that. So we have got these. Okay, and now I'm gonna say payments. I'm gonna save this. Okay, and this is gonna be payments. So this is the payments table, and I'm gonna hit OK over here, and we should refresh. And yeah, there we go. So we have this. Let's go to this one now. Before we move forward and delete the record, we need to put the details into the payments. So here, dimension obj as a new find class, right? So not obj.load from database. I need to pass the database management system followed by student ID followed by a book ID. Then this means there's an error. So database management system dot rollback and return false. Oops, return false. Okay, so now we have just loaded the details of the fine, and next we will insert that into the payment. Okay, because the student just paid us. Okay, this is our assumption. So now we are gonna say dbms.execute SQL insert into payments. This is gonna be ID, student ID, book ID, fine amount, payment date. Fine amount, payment date. Okay. And VB new line. And yes. So just making this a little bit more organized or more readable in our case. So wait a second, this is going to be what? Values. We have what? At 0, at 1, at 2, at 3, at 4. Close that. Okay, so we have this here. Sorry, we have here our SQL statement, and now we need to pass the parameters. Okay, so here I will put a comma, and now I need to pass the parameters. Now the first parameter is the ID, and this is an incremental value, right? So I'm gonna say db services dbms get name. Didn't I create a method to get? Never mind. Oh wait a second. Get next value. Okay, so yes, so get next value will get us the next number. Okay, so we finished the first parameter. For the second one, we need to pass the student ID. So student ID. The next parameter is what is going to be book ID. The next parameter is fine amount. So in this case, I'm going to use obj.get fine amount, right? And the next one is the payment date. Now the payment date will be like this. I'm going to say format. The expression I'm going to say now, followed by 1234-mm-dd, and this will represent the date. Okay, so the date will be formatted like this, and the values will get inserted into the database. Wonderful. Okay, so this is the SQL. So this will insert the values into the payments, and then we will delete the fine, and we will commit the changes. Okay, and now we will save here, and let us go and pay. Let us assume that the student brought the book, and he should pay now. So come on, we have what? We have Todd. 1, 2, 3, go. And books. We have this book. I'm gonna say return a book. Okay, so now Todd is gonna return the book LOL, and the book LOL, as you can see down here, is overdue, and he should pay 40. I'm gonna hit OK, and it didn't work. So there's some kind of error. Let us see what's going on. And I will hit OK again. Wonderful. And I'm gonna say step over. Oops. Okay. Let us go and step into. Oh, check this out. I forgot to write from. And I did update the code to make a test for the fines. This is why I'm getting these errors. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so this got executed now. Error was fixed quickly, no problem. Perform the payment and delete the fine and commit the changes, all running very well. And this is awesome. Okay, so if we now go to the payments and show the data in this table, check this out. And this is what we see, that the student number 25 paid 40 because he had this book late, and the payment date was 10th of November. Okay, now let us also, just to verify our work, run here. Come on. So what do we have? We have Todd. 1, 2, 3, go. I'm gonna say book and return a book. Okay, so now you can see now only one book should be returned by our student Todd. Very nice, very straightforward. Yeah, so you can see that this is very simple app. I mean, very simple library management system. I think we have finished what we are supposed to be doing. I mean, the main parts of the application are done. So yeah, okay. Now I'm gonna say, just wait a second. I'm gonna say remove. Okay, never mind. The reason I did that is because I found that I've added the Excel file twice. Never mind that. Okay, so let me now update the Excel file. So we finished what? We finished, oops, change fines status, display fines for staff member. Okay, I didn't need to do search for fines because it was already filtered. So okay, no problem. Paying fines already has been done already. Okay, Updates to alert staff about students who did not pay fines. Basically, when you select the student, the fines get displayed. I had in mind something a little bit different. So now, continuing our recording. Yeah. So basically, I'm being lazy, trying to finish what's available or what should be done in the project. So now, web register account. I will avoid this one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will just avoid this one. Well, I marked it. This doesn't mean that I did it. I'm just being lazy here. Uh, as for the alert, what I had in mind is that the system should tell the staff member that there is a student who didn't return a book for an extended period of time. But right now, I assume that every student will return the book sooner or later. Right? So now, what do we have also? We should. I am gonna mark this one here. Let's see what also have we skipped here. Okay, searching students, we don't need that. This is also straightforward. The rest of the things, or the things I'm skipping here, are kind of trivial. It's the same systematic process. It's being repeated again and again, so not much is happening there. Okay, now the things that still need to be done is saving the value or performing a backup. So what you need to do is I partition the work here to save a single column into the disk, saving a full row, saving a full table, and save the full database. Okay, and then creating the graphical user interface and the reverse process. Okay. Yeah, and finally the setup. So what am I gonna do in the rest of this video is just trying to finish this. I will try to finish this project and in this video, and there will be no other videos. So now we'll start with saving field to disk, right? So I will assume that the data is a small in size, not that big, and yeah. Okay, so we will add a module over here. Okay, I'm gonna call this backup restore module. Okay, I can say public module. Okay, so basically this module is used to backup and restore the database or whatever. Okay, so now what we need to do, create a method for backup. So public sub backup db. Okay, so what do we need? We need the file name, string. Okay, that's it. So this is the method for backing up. Okay, backup the DB or whatever. So the first thing to make things a little bit easier, we will need to identify the tables. Okay, we will need to identify the tables here. So dimension table list as list new list of string. Okay, create list of tables. Now table list dot add books table list dot add. What do we have? We have students. Okay, we have table list dot add. We have books, students. What other things do we have? We have we have borrow, right? Table list dot add books, student, borrow. We have fines, table list dot add. After the fines we have payments. Okay, control CVV and Q table list dot add. After the Q, what do we have? We have shelves, right? Table list dot add. After the shelves, we have staff members. Table list dot add. Staff, we have students. Table list dot add. We have bars. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tables. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So books, we need to borrow. Oh, the students is repeated twice. So books, borrow, fines, payments, queue, shelves, staff, students, and bars. Okay, so these are the tables. Now the first thing you want to make sure is when you are taking backup, no changes to the data is happening. For this reason, we will log all the table. Okay. Yeah. So dimension IELTS integer for I equals 0 to table list dot count minus 1. And by the way, I need a database management system object here, dbms as dbms class. Okay. So all we have to say here is dbms execute SQL lock table, and there's going to be table list of I in exclusive mode, something like this. I think, yeah, I think I can lock a table here, no problem. The problem is some database management systems don't have these locking capabilities, so this might cause an issue. Now, after we have locked this table, we should open the file. So dimension file stream as a new system IO file stream. Maybe I should change the name here. Backup file. Okay, backup file stream. Okay, as a new system IO file stream, I need to pass the file name and the mode. This is going to be a create mode. Okay, I'm just going through these. Okay, no problem. Wonderful, right? Next, what should I have? Okay, so now we will loop on all the tables for I equals 0 to table list dot count minus 1. I'm gonna say, I will assume I have a method backup table, and it will receive a backup file stream. And it will receive a table name, table list of I, and a dbms object. Okay. Yeah. So this is the method. So this will back up the table, no problem there. And next, what will we have? Yeah, that's all. I'm gonna say backup file stream dot close and dbms dot commit, and that's it. So we finished the method. Now the problem is, how does backup table work? Now the backup table need to be created here, right? So public sub backup table. Okay, so here backup file stream as what? File stream system IO file stream. Okay, and we need to have table name a string, and the last one is what? dbm as dbm as class. Okay. Now this method, for it to work, we will have to have a method. Okay. To store the table's name. Okay. So here I'm gonna say add value to what? Add value to file. In this case, I'm gonna pass the backup file stream. Okay. And I'm gonna say table name. Okay. And that's it. Okay. So this adds a value to the adds the table name to file. Next, I will have to loop on all the rows in that table. So dimension as a string equals dbm as dot create result set select star from what and table name. Okay, this might not seem very straightforward, but when I run it, it will make sense. Okay, so just bear with me. So we open this one, do while. Okay, do while what? Do while dbm as read and check not end of file. Okay, so if there's a record, I'm gonna say add 1 to file, or actually I would just say backup file stream dot write byte. I will write 1, indicating that there is a row to be written. Okay, and then I will call a method which is write row. Actually backup row, and now I'm gonna say dbms wait a second, backup file stream. I'll pass the database management system. For that I'll pass s. Okay, there we go, and so on. When I finish everything, I will just say what backup file stream dot write byte as 0 to indicate that everything is fine. That's great. Okay, so now we have two methods that we don't know how to work with, which is add value to file. Now add value to file will take a string, convert it into an array of byte, and write it to the file. So public sub add value to file. Okay, as file system IO file stream. Wonderful. Followed by what? I should say what val a string. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is convert this into bytes, right? So dimension b as byte equals system text encoding get encoding, and we're gonna put this one into Windows 1256 get bytes, get the bytes for val. Okay, now the first thing we have to know, or we have to store, is the length, right? So dimension b1, okay, as byte, dimension b2 as byte, dimension b3 as byte, and dimension b4 as byte. Okay, so the length will be split into 4 bytes. So b1 equals b dot length. I'm doing this because I want to store the length. The length occupies 4 bytes, so I'm gonna split this into single bytes and write them one after the another. So continuing the recording. Okay, so how do you split? Split. Sorry about that. How do you split a number into bytes? Well, basically you could make it take the modulus 256. This will get you the first byte. b2 equals b div 256. This will get rid of the first byte, and then you get a mod 256. Okay. Well, can I perform? Is there shift? Wait a second. 256. Yeah, this should have. Oops. Never mind. B dot length. I'm getting confused between C and C sharp and bb.net. Okay, so this is a div. Okay, so the remainder is being removed here. Same thing get repeated. Okay, except that this one you divide by 256, by 256, which is 65586. Okay, and the last one you could, run like make it just blind, just do it like that. Okay, so now we got these 4 bytes. Next, what we have to do is just to say backup file stream dot write byte b1. We will repeat this. So now these are the 4 bytes. Okay, now the advantage of these 4 bytes, they tell us the length of the string, but we didn't write the string, right? So now we will write the string, which is in the array b, and starting from b up to b dot length, and that's it. Okay, we finished this method. Now we still have to go to the backup row method. Okay, so what do we have? We should say public sub, say backup row, and backup file stream, system IO file stream, right? And what do we have to do next? We should pass it a code, a string, and the last one is dbm as us, dbm as class. Okay, so what should happen here? We should we should save all the values in a given row. Okay, so this is how we do it. So dimension I as integer for I equals 0 to dbm as the get column count. Wait a second. Let's get wait a second. It seems that I forgot to do one very important method. What is it? So there's get column value, but I forgot to make a method for getting the number of columns. Whoops, sorry about that. Never mind. I will fix this in a second. So let's go to this one, and let's so there's get column value. Yes. So now, so public function get column count code as as long, right, as integer, right? So da, 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 da. Okay, okay, wonderful. So now when we find the column, we just call the record set and result set. I'll have to remember the result set, the method. Where's the part where I create the result set? Because I forgot the class name. Get column value. Where's the create result set? There's a close result set. Oh, there we go. Create result set. Execute reader. And this one returns what? We have SQL data reader. And this is a SQL data reader, right? Now check this out. System.data.sql client.sql data reader. System. Where is that? Dimension tmp as system.data.sql client.sql data reader. Wonderful. And this should equals to our results set, if I'm not mistaken. Control C, Control V. Okay, and I will return tmp dot get field count. Okay, so the field count will return to us the number of fields, right? Yeah. This method, this function gets the number of columns, right? And yeah, I think that's it. This is all we need, I assume. Yes, save. Okay. Yeah. I could start this manually, but anyway. For I equals 0 to dbms.get column count of code -1. And now I will write the values. Okay? I will write the values. So all I have to do is call add value to field. And this is going to be what? Backup file stream followed by dbms get column value, and I need to pass the code and the column name, and I don't know what the column name is because it varies, right? Yes, so I need to also add another method. Yeah, sorry about that. Where's get column value? I will change this. Where's get column value? There we go. So we have this one. This is the first one. I'll make a copy of this. This one like an improvement. So where is it? Oops, not here. This is get column value. This is the first. Okay, so this will be overloaded. So get column value. This is column ID as long. So a number will identify. Yeah. Yeah. I will also use this one. Okay. It will be tmp dot item. Now you can see you could either pass an integer or a string, right? So in this case, I'm going to say column ID. This will be changed into an integer. Wonderful. Okay. So now we overloaded this method. We have two copies. One receives a string, one receives a number. Based on that, our application will know, based on the parameter, the application will know what to do. Okay, so pass an I, and yeah. So this will return an object, and the method will write strings. All the value in our system are strings. So I'm gonna say, yeah, let me put this one here. Dimension v, a string equals this thing, and I'm gonna say v. Okay, so why it is objecting here? So the code is long. Wait a second, just change this to long as well. Sorry about that. Too many mistakes. Okay. So yeah, it's very straightforward, right? So it will ask to save one after another. Okay, wonderful. And yeah, I will save this now. And we have to try it out and see if this one works well. Okay, so we have backup, and we have what? We have backup DB, backup DB. Okay, so in order to try this out, I will go to our test project, and I will try to add another test here. Okay. Right now I'm not caring much about this project. I just want to, just make it work. Okay. I'm gonna say here backup. Okay. And let me see the go. I just want to open. Yeah. Just copying this one. Okay. I will assume that it's gonna open correctly. Now, backup. Wait a second. Library management system dot backup database, and the path will be d/test.txt. This is not a text file, but I'm writing .txt just to, Okay. Assume everything goes fine. obj.close tv. Wonderful. I will put a breakpoint over here, and we will save that, and we will set this as a startup project. Save this again, and we will run, and there are errors. Wow. So let us rebuild the solution again. Wow. Because get column value cannot be called without generating command. Okay, no problem. So it seems that there's a problem with overloading. So I am gonna change this again, make it more fit to our case. I'm gonna say get column value by ID or by number. Okay, I'll have to go to the backup restore module and go to where is the method. There we go. Get column value by number. Okay, so this I think solves the issue. Rebuild that solution again. Now it's working fine. Yeah, and now we will run and see if the backup works. So I click on the backup. Okay, so step into step over. So it is creating the array. Sorry, let me just make this a little bit smaller so that yeah. So now we have the list of all the tables. We're gonna log them. Oops. And invalid. connection property has not been initialized. Okay, how wonderful. Yeah, so it seems that opening the database wasn't successful. Yeah, I should have checked that. Okay, run this again. So continuing the recording again. Yeah. So the thing. Oh, wait a second. Wait. Yeah. It turns out that I forgot to open the connection. So now let us run this again. Okay. And I'm getting an error here. A syntax error near the keyword table. Okay. So I'm not sure that this statement log table works right away in SQL Server. I'll have to check the manual for that, but since I'm lazy, I would choose another method right away. So instead of using the log table, I'm gonna say select star from this table for update. Okay, and this will have the effect of locking the table. Okay, but this is not the correct way to do it. You'll have to search on locking the table. Okay, so let me just put this one here, run the code, and go over here. Wonderful, another error for update, followed by declare, but only for declare cursor. Okay. Okay, I'll have to. Okay. So one thing I'm gonna do here, since I want to save some time, I'm gonna just comment this so there will be no locking. But keep in mind, you must lock the tables, so you will have to later on update the code. I didn't do research on locking in SQL Server because I assumed the same statement applies that exists in Postgres. I think SQL is not exactly the same for every database maintenance system. There are differences. Some statements work, some don't. Yeah, I should have made some research on SQL Server. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so let's continue. Click here. Okay, so we reach this one. So we will start at this point and step over. Now we are going to back up the table. So step into that, and now we will write the table name. So table name is books. Okay, no problem. And select star from that, and we will write one byte, and we will write the row over here, and we will get the number of columns, and we will get the values as you can see here. Yeah, so this is one of the things that db null value to string, the conversion does not work. And the way to solve this issue is very simple. You could just concatenate it with an empty string, resulting in converting it into a string. So db null gets converted to a string, and yeah, so it's working, no problem. And now we will write another one byte, and so on. So you finish the first table, finish second table, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and done. So the backup now works. Okay, and if you want to see what we have in store here, go, where is it? This test, this is the file. And I'm gonna double click that. Sorry, there we go. You can see there's some rubbish in there, but you can read the values. So this is books. The rubbish is for because of the length of the strings, right? So there are 4 bytes, okay, and then there is the value itself. So there's books, ABC, loot, blah blah blah, and so on. Okay, so now we stored all the tables. Now we need to work on the restore, and the restore is also very straightforward. It's the almost the inverse. Okay, so we will work on this. You will see it's very similar, very interesting. Okay, so we copy this, Okay, and Control V. So now add value from to file. This will be changed into get value from file. And this is not a subroutine, this is a function. Okay, so get value from file. We have this one, and yeah, as string. This will return a string. That's it. Okay, so what should we do? So you can see here we wrote 4 bytes followed by representing the length followed by the bytes of this string itself. So all we have to do, we will also, second, we will define the 4 bytes. So the first byte, it will be backup file stream dot read byte. So this will read as the first byte. This will read as the second byte, the third byte, and the fourth byte. Now these 4 bytes need to be converted into length. So dimension strlen as integer equals b1. This is the first one, plus b2 multiplied by 256.0 plus b3 multiplied by 256 multiplied by 256 plus b4 multiplied by 256 multiplied by 256 multiplied by 256. Okay, so we got the string length, or the number of bytes actually, not the string length. That's different. Sorry. So dimension b from 0 to strlen minus 1 as byte. And next we are gonna read. Okay, so here we are gonna say read what? We need to say read b from 0 to and the length is strlen. Okay, wonderful. And yeah, so this method is gonna read. Now the problem with this thing here is that although you specify that you want to read strlen, it doesn't always read that. Maybe it reads a little bit fewer bytes. Okay, and it will tell you how many number of bytes being read in the integer, right? So here I'm gonna say wait a second, dimension st start as integer equals 0. So now do while strlen is greater than 0. We are gonna say here start. Okay, so here we would say start equals start. Wait a second. Dimension br equals this one. So start equals start plus br, and strlen equals strlen minus br. Okay, so it will go into a loop and it will make sure it will read the buffer fully. Now we finished reading the array of byte. Now we need to convert that back into string. So dimension s string equals system.text.encoding get encoding Windows 1256. Okay, and we close that, and we would say get string, and this one needs an array of byte, the one we just read, which is b. And yeah, we finish and we return s. Okay, it's as simple as that. Save that. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, now what do we have to do? We have backup row, backup table. Wait a second. Now, so now instead of backup row, we have to do restore row. So this one will be public sub restore row. Now this is gonna be a little bit interesting here. This won't be exactly the same, but anyway. Now, what we need to do here is identify the number of columns being read, right? So, instead of code, it will be column count, right? And as dbms, blah blah blah, no problem, right? dbms. Okay, so sorry about that. So dimension, yeah, p from 0 to column count minus 1 as object. Okay, maybe something like that. Yeah, so this will be great. And now dimension I as integer, and for I equals 0 to column count minus 1, and p of I equals what? P of I equal get value from file. This is going to be backup file stream followed by yeah. So this will read all the values. So all the values are now stored in the array P. And now we need to insert that into our database management system. So now we need to have another thing, which is table name. Okay, we need a table name as string. Wonderful. And next, so dimension str, let's say SQL as string. Maybe dimension columns as string equal nothing. So columns, columns equals columns. Yeah, so columns equal columns, and what? I dot to string. Maybe I need to put the add symbol before, followed by this. And if I is smaller than column count minus 1, then columns equals columns, and what? Comma. Okay, now this one might need to be changed. I will rename it to something more meaningful, or more, a little bit more understandable. This is parameter names. Okay, so parameter names way better here. So the SQL statement will be insert into and table name and values so parameter names. So insert in table name, blah blah blah. Okay, and then dbms dot execute SQL followed by the parameters which are available in P. Wonderful. And that's it. This restores our data. Now our row. So we finish restoring the row. We need to go to up one level, which is restoring a single table. Wonderful, right? Okay, so public sub restore table. Okay, go over here, Control C. Wonderful. Okay, and what should we do? Restore table here. Okay, so as you can see that the first thing we did before is writing the table name. Here we will reverse the process. So dimension test table name as string equals read get value from file. This is going to be backup file stream. Wonderful. So now if test table name doesn't equal table name, then throw exception. Right, throw new exception, I suppose. Yep. And the message would be what? Error in backup file. Whatever. Okay, now if everything's fine, we should start working here. So first we need to know how many columns available. Now to do that, dimension as a string equals dbms.create select star from and table name. Okay, so select star from table name, add to that where 1 equals 2. Now what this does, it will return it will get us an empty data set. The reason for this is to figure out how many columns available. So dimension column count, column count as integer equals dbms get column count and s and dbms dot close result set s. Okay, wonderful. Now after we get the column count, all we have to do is enter this loop. So how does this works? Check out the loop or what we did in writing. If there is a record, we write a byte 1 and then we write the row. If there is no record, we write 0. Okay, so here we'll do something very similar. So do while true, I'm gonna say true here, dimension b as byte equals it's gonna be backup file stream read byte. So if b equals 0, then exit do, because there are no rows to be read. Otherwise we just continue reading. We have the raw information. So now I'm gonna say restore row, and this is gonna be what? Backup file stream followed by column count followed by table name followed by dbms. Very straightforward. And yeah, this is how you restore the table. So now we finished restoring the table, and we move to the to the last step, which is restoring the full database. Yes, and this is also very similar. Okay, the process is symmetric almost. Okay, so what do we have here? We should say restore the DB. So we create the list. Now what happens in the restore is to first delete from these tables. Wonderful. And then you open the stream, but this time not for creating, but for, it's just a normal open. Okay, yeah, just open. And there's another method for access. There's this access. You should make sure to select read, not write. Okay, so now instead of backup table, you just say restore the table. Wonderful. Backup, yeah, and then you close that, and that's it. What do we have wrong here? This is backup. Wait a second. Oh, it's the same name. Sorry about that. I'll just say this. Yeah, when I copied the method, I forgot to change its name, so this is going to be restore db. Very straightforward. So now we save that. Okay, so we finished the backup and restore. We need to test that, and we will go to this guy. I'm gonna copy and paste. We already have the file. This is gonna be restore, enter, and double click, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and this is gonna be open database. Instead of that, restore db. Wonderful. So we will save this. I will try to roam in the data, remove what's available here. So yeah, well, basically it should work. I don't want to delete the data, but yeah, I'm kind of lazy today, so Anyway, so I will trace the program and show you that it works. So we will run this here and restore. I clicked on the restore, and yeah, we went to we are at this point. So step into, and there we go. Delete, 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 delete. So far so good. We open for read. We are gonna restore the table. Step into. So how this works? We get the table name. You can see books and the test table name. Compare it to table name, and it is the same. So we will get the number of columns. So column count is 11, so there's 11 columns, and yeah, we read the byte, and the byte is 1, so there is something to read. There's a row. So when we will go to this method, and again we have these parameters. So now we will read the first, okay, second and third and so on. So I'll just run quickly through this one. Okay, so let me just show you P over here. So P have 11 values, so there is, as you can see, it has full values. And the SQL as well, check this out. The SQL is now insert into books values at 0, 1 and so on. And we execute, values get inserted and so on. So things get repeated, and the first you can see the tables are being restored, everything's fine. The same techniques being used with other tables. Restore, 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 and commit the changes, and the database is restored. And this is how we do backup restore. Okay, the advantage of this technique, although it's a little bit complicated, the advantage here, if you add other tables, all you have to do in order to include them in the backup is just update the list. You see this table list part, you just add another record or another entry including the table you want to back up or restore, and that's it. This will you know, it's very flexible. Okay, so finish that. We need now to add the method to the administrator in order to finish the application. So let's go into this guy, main window, and I'm gonna call this maintenance. Maintenance. Okay, oops. Maintain. Okay, so we have maintenance. I'm gonna say backup. I'm gonna say restore. Okay, so in the backup, I'm gonna say dimension sfd save file dialog plus a new save file dialog. sfd.filter equals star.bku. Well, just a random extension for backup or whatever. Okay, basically you want to choose something that's a little bit meaningful. Anyway, so BKU in this case. So if sfd.show dialog will cancel, then exit sub. Wonderful. And next we will have to say a try method because we don't want your program to crash. So now we have library management system dot backup database. We need to say sfd.file name followed by dbms. It's as simple as that. So MSG box if there's any error, and expected error or whatever, and db new line and ex.message followed by critical or okay only and error. Okay, wonderful. If everything goes well, just MSG box backup completed successfully. Okay, only success. It's as simple as that. something very similar in the restore phase. Copy, click here, double click, Control V, and now instead of save file dialog, it's going to be open file dialog, or FD open file dialog. V.filter FOFD, no problem. Instead of backup, there's going to be restore db OFD, no problem. I'm going to say db restored stored successfully. Unexpected error, blah blah blah. Okay, that's wonderful. And yeah, after restoring, we will just end the application because you need to, you know, split it again. Okay, so I'll save that. And where's that? I'll start a project and run. Okay, so Todd, a 1, 2, 3, and okay. Maintenance, backup, and okay. Let me choose the D drive. I'm gonna say DB. I'm gonna say save. Backup completed successfully. Wonderful. And I'm gonna say add a new student. Okay, the reason I am adding this random value is just to show you that later on when we restore the value, the record RRR should be gone. So I'm gonna say restore, and where is that? This dbbk db restore successfully. Okay, and yeah, I will run this again. Come on. So we have Todd and 1, 2, 3, and okay. Go to students, and the record is gone, which means that all data has been restored. Okay, the new data has gone. Okay, and yeah. So we finished the application. Of course, there are too many things left, but I don't want to keep working on this because it took too much time. There's still the setup. Yeah, all these points have been done. The last 2 points is creating the setup applications, which I won't do. So I think this is where I am going to leave the system at. I will not create the setup for the application or the system actually. Yeah, the progress is 92%. That's okay. That's acceptable. There are a few bugs, so you will have to work on these. Yeah. Maybe I will update the system later on. I'm not sure. It all depends. Okay. But I just want to finish the system. Okay. Yeah. This is, of course, is not a perfect system. The idea behind me doing this was so that you could learn different tricks, how to how to use the different tricks to build an actual application. You don't just copy and paste this project and use it right away. I hope everyone, you know, anyone who's a beginner in programming got an idea of how to build an application. Yeah. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start doing tutorials, shorter tutorials again. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if I should go with C# or still on VB.NET. I'll try to focus a little bit more on algorithms and understanding them. Okay. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching this series, and yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.